Zayd Zubair says, is growing the beard and keeping our garments above the ankle wajib, or they are just sunnah? Someone told us that a man came to the Prophet ﷺ to abide by only the 5 pillars of Islam. When the man left, the Prophet said ﷺ, if he is true, he'll enter Jannah. He did not tell him about growing the beard and so on. Please help me out. Well, this is a great misunderstanding and unfortunate confusion that many of the laymen tend to circulate among the people to justify themselves shaving their beards and probably wearing long trousers. The hadith of the nomad who came to the Prophet ﷺ asking him about Islam. So he asked about the 5 pillars or the 4. So the Prophet told him about the Shahada. The Prophet ﷺ also told him about the prayer. The Prophet told him about fasting. And he did not, to my recollection, tell him about Hajj, which is a pillar of Islam. And when you look at the hadith, you will find that it highlighted the pillars of Islam, not all what is included in Islam in terms of do's and don'ts. So by the logic of these people talking to you, Zaid, if I were to say that hitting my parents and beating them up is okay, because the Prophet ﷺ did not mention it in this hadith, and he said that he will be successful and he will enter paradise if he was saying the truth. So does this make any sense? Of course not. And if a person also claims that all what is prohibited in Islam, it's okay to make, as long as I just pray and fast Ramadan and maybe give zakat, because the Prophet said he has said the truth if he succeeded. And likewise, everything that is mandatory in Islam other than the prayer and fasting would be discluded. I would be disregarding it because the hadith did not mention it. No one says this in Islam at all. No one at all said this. All what they said was, this is the minimum requirement for entering paradise. So yes, you may just pray 5 times, fast Ramadan, give zakat, maybe perform Hajj once in a lifetime. But if you do any sin, if you abandon anything that is mandatory, such as being dutiful to your parents, such as not harming your neighbors, honoring your guests, being kind to your wife, being fair with your wives and your children, connecting your next of kin without severing it. All of these, if someone does not do them or does something that is haram, he will be punished in hell at 10 years, 1,000 years, Allah knows how long. Inevitably, he will end up in Jannah because he's a Muslim for doing these minimal acts, which were prayer, fasting, etc. But it does not at all have to do anything with whether growing the beard and keeping the trousers above the ankles are mandatory or recommended sunnah. So to answer your question, shaving the beard is totally prohibited by the 4 schools of thought. The Prophet ﷺ ordered by saying, أعفوا اللحى, أطلقوا اللحى, أكرموا اللحى, أرخوا اللحى, أسبلوا اللحى. All of these words are verbs of order, telling you to let go, honor, leave, not touch, in a sense. And all of these are in order form. It's like when your father says, go and fetch me my keys. And you're playing video games. And you say, yeah, sure. And you continue. And he says, didn't you hear what I say? And he says, yeah, I heard. And you continue. What do you expect to happen? He will spank you. He will beat the heck out of you. You have no justification to say that, why are you hitting me? I thought that you were telling me if you wish, if you want, go and get me the keys, but this is not an order. No, no one says this. Once the Prophet tells you to do something, this is a must. Unless there is another evidence reducing it from mandatory into recommended. Therefore, it is mandatory. Likewise, when the Prophet ﷺ threatens those who wear their trousers or garments underneath to exceed the ankle level by saying that it is in hell. It is punishable in hellfire. This is not intimidating you or please think about it. This is a promise. If you do this, you're going to be burnt in hell because of such a sin. So I hope this answers your